And keep listening, that's for sure. The Calgary Flames entering the final week of the regular season. 1 point, just 1 point up on the LA Kings, but there was bad news on Saturday night. Goaltender Kari Rama going down with a lower body injury, prompting the recall of Brad Thiessen from the minors. Flames radio voice play-by-play guy Derek Wills is here to break things down for us. Thank you for coming in, Derek.
Morning. Early start for you.
Yeah, early start on your way to the rink. I got to ask you off the get-go here, how exciting is it to be doing the play-by-play right now with the Flames right in the thick of it?
I've been awfully lucky. My first season at Calgary has been so much fun. I'm not sure many people, or any people, expected the Flames to go on this run, so I can't complain, that's for sure.
Yeah, nothing to complain about. Absolutely an exciting time to be a Flames fan, certainly. But let's talk about this recent development in our goaltending situation. How is this going to affect the Flames going into the game tomorrow?
Well, hopefully it won't affect them, because the way we've looked at it all season long is they have two #1 goaltenders with Jonas Hiller and Kari Ramo. So Ramo gets the start last weekend, ends up going down 58 seconds into the hockey game.
Yeah.
Just moving around in his crease. It was a weird injury, but Jonas Hiller, I give him a lot of credit. He comes in cold, didn't give up a goal, stopped all 27 shots, and made some really difficult saves early. And that's sometimes tough for a goaltender coming off the bench. If the game's a little bit out of hand and you can maybe envision yourself going in, I think it's easier to mentally prepare for that.
Sure.
But when a guy gets hurt less than a minute into the hockey game,
Yikes.
You haven't prepared to start that game. It's sometimes tough, but he handled it as well as you could expect.
Jonas, psychologically, that's strong, eh, Derek? I mean, to come in like that and the drop of a hat to play outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely, and he was terrific. And like I said, he had to make 3 or 4 saves in the first few minutes. And the Oilers actually got off to a pretty good start in that game, but Hiller kept the Flames in it, and then they took a 1-0 lead and went from there and wound up sweeping the Battle of Alberta this year. So it was a fun night.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, will you be cheering for the Canucks tonight?
Oh, absolutely.
You've got to.
So
I hope you guys will be as well.
Well, I will be cheering for the Canucks, but it goes against every bone in my body.
I know it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, but the Flames can take care of their own business, and
Sure.
I think that's what's most exciting right now. They control their own destiny. If they go 3-0 to finish the season, they're in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
First time since 2009. And even if they go 2-1, I think they're probably still in. But they've got to take care of their own business. 2 home games, 1 away game. If you win 2 out of 3, you're probably in. But you win all 3, you're definitely in. So
Yeah.
let's hope they do that.
Yeah, let's hope they do that. I mean, LA's playing Vancouver tonight. We play LA coming up later this week. That's going to be one heck of a fun game to call.
You know, it's funny, my broadcast partner, Peter Labardius, when we were in Winnipeg in the first month of the season, said, can you imagine if the game here, April 11th, the last game of the season for both teams, means a playoff spot? So he predicted that in October.
Wow.
And it could come down to that game. As a matter of fact, unless the Kings or the Jets fall off a cliff between now and then,
Yeah.
I think it does come down to that game.
Yeah.
So did you expect to see a playoff chase? Was this...
Well, I hope for one.
Right.
I'm not sure I expected one. I came to town, and this is year 2 of a rebuild, but I'll give a lot of credit to everybody in the organization, starting with Brian Burke and Brad Treliving and their staff, Bob Hartley and his staff, Mark Giordano, Chris Russell, and the leadership group inside the dressing room. They've done a phenomenal job. And they've fast-forwarded the rebuild by having a winning culture inside that dressing room. And it's been so much fun to be around these guys. A really great group, and boy, oh boy, I hope they get in, because I want to get a taste of the Red Mile for the first time.
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah.
For the kids at home, I mean, their hockey season's done this time of year, but when you talk about a winning culture, what do you mean?
Well, losing is not acceptable.
Yeah.
And that's not the case in all markets. Look north.
Sure.
Exactly.
It's not acceptable. Tanking for Connor McDavid or Jack Eichel, not acceptable. You want to create a winning culture where winning is the only option. You're not going to win every hockey game, but you want to go out there believing that you have a chance to win, doing the things it takes to win hockey games. And they've done that since the start of the year. Bob Hartley put a plan in place. Mark Giordano bought in. Even though they lost the captain, he's still around. He's still a big part of this team, and losing is just not an option for this group. And what's most exciting for me, they're only going to get better.
Yeah. Now, who do you think is a bigger challenge, the Kings or the Jets?
I think they're both really tough challenges. Now, I'm sure you've heard Dustin Byfuglien was suspended 4 games for an illegal hit. He comes back for that final game of the regular season against the Flames. So, I mean, the way it all sets up, it's so exciting. It's also very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I've never spent so much time refreshing my phone. Thankfully, I have a good package with Rogers, because the data I've burned up on the road trips, taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard is crazy. But no, it's so much fun to be a part of this, and it's probably going to go right down to the wire. And if you were to offer Flames fans a chance to win the last game of the season and get into the Stanley Cup playoffs at the start of the year, I think every single one of them takes that deal.
Absolutely.
We certainly hope that you get a taste of the Red Mile.
Next time
it
they
is a good time.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember covering that very well. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock at the Dome. We have the Coyotes in town taking on the Flames. After the Coyotes, of course, we play the Kings, and then we play the Jets. And Derek Wills will be the guy behind the microphone on the Fan 960, on Sportsnet, the Fan 960. Thanks for coming in, Derek.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.